Welcome back to the Monterey reunion, the 50th year of celebrating historic racing here at Laguna Seca, and we bring you to our next group. This is Group 4, the Hurley Haywood Trophy. And no question, some people argue Hurley Haywood, America's greatest road racing endurance driver, and it's hard to argue with that. 5-time overall winner of the Rolex 24 at Daytona, 3-time 24 Hours of Le Mans winner, and 2-time 12 Hours of Sebring winner, and the third driver to compete in the informal Triple Crown of endurance racing. It's not bad, is it? He also did a fairly good sprint in the 80s in Trans Am. Won the title in 1988 with Audi, and of course 2 IMSA GT championships. A fairly impressive record. Hurley Haywood, without doubt, one of the greats. What you're looking at now is cars between 1981 and 1991. These, therefore, include the likes of IMSA, GTP, GTO, FIA, Group C, and Trans Am. So a nice smorgasbord, a smaller field than others, but then again, the rarity is there for all to see. We've got some lovely cars. You heard from Philip Kadori in that all pink, beautiful car out there, and sort of getting a pole position by proxy. He didn't drive the car to pole because he wasn't here for practice, but hey, doesn't matter, he'll take it. And anyway, that's not the point. Zak Brown going through in that Silk Cup Jaguar. And we've got 2 Jaguars out there, an XJR16 and Zak in the XJR8 from 80. So we've got a 91 and an 87 out there. The 06 just going through shot there. That's Chris Lindbergh, and that's a Ford Mustang GTP from 1983. Preparation on these cars is sublime. It absolutely is. And the beauty of coming to an event, and that's another thing. If you don't have the ability to drive one of these cars, or you don't have the money to go and afford to get one of these cars and join historic racing, you know, it really is. I am now a flight from the UK or Europe, and a chance to get up close to these magnificent cars and witness a little bit of history. It's not like going to Le Mans, where you're out there in the woods and watching them flash by. You actually can get up close and talk to the drivers. I've done a fair bit of Le Mans spectating myself in the years, and I've seen several of these cars in action in the day, including that Silk Cup Jaguar. Looking forward to seeing some of these cars put through their paces. One particular car I remember is the 1989. I went to that race and saw the Mazda 767B, and Jonathan Bonamati driving it, but the sound of that thing coming, I mean, you could judge the laps at Le Mans just by its sound. It didn't matter where it was in the order. You knew when it was coming because you could hear it from literally the screech from miles away, especially in the middle of the night. So, yeah. And that was a brand new entry back then in 1989, the 767B. Moderate success in the 89 season. So where we go then. This our Group 4A. The Hurley Haywood Trophy, Race 1, as we celebrate one of the greats of American racing, Hurley Haywood, and his era of endurance racing. And straight into the lead goes the 99. He got off the line quick then, didn't he? And that's the 1991 AAR Toyota Eagle Mark 111. Charles Nerberg at the wheel, and if you know that name, former land speed record holder back in the day, but drives all sorts of different historic cars here in America. Fantastic character. I'm hoping to get him in the booth later. Just a great guy. I'd love to have a cocktail or dinner with him one day, because he is a fascinating guy. Hails out of Dallas, Texas, but has a storied history of his own. And the car he's racing, a 1991 Eagle GTP. That's the chassis 004, designed and built by Dan Gurney's team at All American Races. Made its debut in 1991. Juan Manuel Fangio II driving that back in the day. And he noted that it was a car of excellent balance. And Fangio drove that in 92, 93. And in fact, that chassis was driven 23 times by Fangio too. And there is Kadori in that number 69, started pole position. And as he heard with Kev, one of the Richard Lloyd racing cars in that rather distinctive pink. Down to the 77. Got a few A cars and a few B cars out there, so forgive me while I catch up with my board of different cars that are out here, because we do have several different groups. I'm looking for that Nick DeVita's number 77, another 77, but it's Beretta from 1988, so we've got a few 77s out there at the moment, but that doesn't matter. We'll catch up with each of them. And they make a beautiful sound roaring around the hills of Monterey, that's for sure. Nice little battle, Kadori chasing the 77. It's Tom Long in that Mazda from 1992. Throughout the 1992 season, this car showcased its performance pretty much most of the IMSA races, including Road America, Watkins Glen, and Mid-Ohio. And of course, the innovation always with Mazda, the four-rotor Mazda Wankel engine. Very distinctive sound, making it one of the most distinctive and certainly advanced cars of its era. Didn't race that long, to be honest, this particular Mazda. 792P anyway, but very distinctive, and I would have said very rare to see out on track. Tom Long at the wheel. Charles Nürburg then. Nürburg leading the way ahead of Alex Kirby and Long, who I was just talking about there, and Zak Brown again. Zak, of course, a big collector of cars as well, and he humorously has given his drivers over the days, including Pato O'Ward and Daniel Ricciardo, a chance to drive some famous cars that he owns, including a Richard Petty car for Ricciardo, a great thrill for him. And of course, Pato driving a modern day, or more modern day, Formula One McLaren just a couple of years ago right here at Laguna, as well as doing some historic Trans Am. Pato had a great weekend here, and great to see Zak back again. The car itself was originally driven by Jan Lammers and John Watson in the 1997 World Endurance Championship, and took wins at Jarama in Spain, Monza in Italy, and Fuji in Japan. Going through shot there. Now, originally, Chris Dyson was meant to be driving this car. I've got a feeling that Rob Dyson might be at the wheel today, because I heard from Chris saying he isn't taking part this weekend. He's got another scheduled appointment or scheduled event that he is doing. But that particular car has had a storied history that goes, especially in its glory days, from 84, second at Road America, second at Watkins Glen, the 6 hours of 84. 6 hours, second place again at Riverside. Finally got a win at Columbus, the 500 mile in 1985, and then would win at Road America in 85 and at Lime Rock in the 2 hours. So again, just fantastic histories for all of these cars. Well, no surprise for me anyway that Charles Nuremberg has gone off into the distance here. At 28, being chased hard by Philip Cadore. I'll tell you what, we've got some nice little mini battles going on here this morning. As these guys just make their way. Seems like the track is now non-slippy. We had that situation 20 minutes ago where we had quite a lot of stuff and nastiness down, but it's gone, I'm glad to say. And as I mentioned, Hurley Haywood trophy, celebrating these cars from 81 to 91, Hurley Haywood's era. And like I said, 5-time winner at Rolex, 3-time Le Mans winner, 2-time 12 Hours of Sebring winner. And mainly in Porsche at Le Mans for Hurley Haywood. Won in 77 and 83, 936 and a 956, as well as winning in 1994. Well, the field's spreading out, but like I said, nice pockets of racing. Notice that Gable has moved into 9th position. Forgive me, I've only got the 4A qualifying notes, so I'm just going through my list in the program of who's out there. Don't want to lead you astray. Spice GTP 1987. Cal Mika again out there. There's that Mazda. Distinctive orange and green, chasing hard into the final corner. But it is Nuremberg, Tom Long, Cal Mika in 3rd now, Philip Cadore in 4th, then Duncan McKellar in 5th place, Alex Kirby in 6th, Malcolm Ross in 7th, then Scooter Gable in 8th position. Gable in that number 4. Scooter Gable in that Lola Corvette GTP from 1985. Ah, Zak! So, something wrong with the Jaguar, and quite rightly, Zak has pulled it out of harm's way. I don't know if it's going to slow proceedings down and where exactly that is. I'm trying to work that out. There's the Mazda again chasing hard on the Lola. Zak sort of making his exit. Don't want to be stuck out there. He's got a busy weekend, Zak. Yep, he'll be back to the Dutch Grand Prix next year. Well, what a turnaround. I mean, let's just for a moment. Oh, I have to see now where he stopped. He's right outside my commentary booth. Yeah, right there on the front straight. So yeah, I mean, it is a time, folks, to just celebrate what Zak and his team have achieved in the last few years, especially in Formula One, but also in IndyCar. It is incredible to see this purple patch for McLaren Racing here in 2024, where they truly are now right at the top of their game in Formula One and in IndyCar. And there's Scooter Gable, who I mentioned in that Lola Corvette GTP from 1985. Gable in 8th position. First Corvette GTP to race at IMSA in IMSA competition, in fact. Made its debut in 1985 at Daytona 24, and also competed in the complete 1985 season. And then went on to race both Daytona and Sebring in 1986. That's Scooter Gable in 9th position now. Bomarito getting ahead of him in 8th. Back to the 92, Mazda RX 792P. Tom Long, 2nd place at the moment. And the number 89 Mazda 767B, Jonathan Bomarito just mentioned. This chassis, the 767B002, was first raced at Fuji in the 1,000 kilometers in 1988, where it won the GTP class. Yeah, the race I was talking about where I saw the hard-charging green and orange Mazda, it finished 9th overall, completing 365 laps that weekend. It certainly put a show on. Well, sadly, as the checkered flag comes out, the silk-cut Jaguar of Zak Brown is parked up, but it's the number 99 of Charles Neerberg who absolutely dominates in that beautiful Toyota to win the Hurley Haywood Trophy, race 1 in the number 99.